Hello, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you for watching. So, it has come to my attention that there's a situation going on with PlayStation where there's some kind of enforcement concerning the DRM. And I was made aware that with this DRM situation, if one does not sign in with the game or is connected online with their PlayStation 5, the player will lose access to the digital game until they sign back in online with the PlayStation 5. Now the situation seems to keep changing. At first I heard it was every 30 days. Now it seems to be said that it's a one-time check, so I'm not sure. The whole situation keeps changing. It's this, it's that, there's just so many dynamic factors, and the situation just seems to be ever shifting. But combined with this and the situation with the age verification, where to access certain features with the PlayStation online services, such as voice chat, one needs to submit their ID to verify their age. So if you combine this age verification situation along with the DRM situation in which you need to do a check-in with the online game bought after a certain date to maintain access to the PlayStation game, but you can just connect online to regain access to the game with the DRM if you don't do the check-in. These two situations have me thinking a lot back on PlayStation. I know this might sound like a rant, but this has structure, so just bear with me, y'all. I'm very much appreciated, alright? I'm about to just show some old PlayStation bangers to just show you where I stand with PlayStation. Okay, so when I was a kid, I grew up with PlayStation 5. PlayStation 1, I grew up with PlayStation 1. So PlayStation 1 and Nintendo 64 were one of my first consoles. These two consoles, the Nintendo 64 and the PlayStation, were pretty much my first step into gaming. And PlayStation 1 had so many amazing games, like I'm showing right now with Mega Man X4. To me, Mega Man X4 is a all-time banger. I think that this is one of the best games ever made. And this is a masterclass in great gaming. And this is something that should be studied and preserved perpetually. Like, this is my favorite level in the entire game and one of my favorite video game levels in general. Bio Laboratory. Like, I truly feel like the PlayStation 1 is the best PlayStation console. It has had so many iconic bangers that are still popular to this day. It has launched multiple franchises that still continue to be enjoyed by different people from different generations. If you'd have told 5-year-old me back in 1999 that PlayStation 5 would reach a point where you have to do these kind of verifications to have access to the gaming features, I would be shocked. If you would have asked a 5-year-old me what PlayStation 5 would have looked like, I would have thought it would be some super advanced console that can levitate and it can light up the room, and the graphics would be like pretty much real life, and they would just be so astounding and amazing in every way that these would be some of the best experiences one could ever have. I would think that PlayStation 5 would be a just truly amazing and unparalleled experience if you were to ask my 5-year-old self what PlayStation 5 would be like. But no, actually, I was done with PlayStation around the time that PlayStation 3 came out. I just was not feeling pretty much any game that came out on PlayStation 3. I think Marvel Ultimate Alliance was one of the few games I actually enjoyed on PlayStation 3. And it was Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies, which was a game mode and not the actual game. I did not like the actual Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies game, but I did really enjoy zombie mode. So yeah, I stopped enjoying PlayStation around PlayStation 3, and every PlayStation console after that has just justified and validated my decision. Like with the PlayStation 4, the only game I ever recall enjoying was Dragon Quest 1. I mean, yeah, Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and Dragon Quest Heroes 2, and those are just spin-offs of the Dragon Quest franchise. So yeah, these aren't even new series that I was enjoying. These were just spin-offs of an old, iconic, and established franchise. So yeah, when it came to PlayStation 2, that was kind of it for me. And now PlayStation 5 came back, and I gotta tell you, to me, PlayStation 5 is just different kinds of bad on a new level. So with PlayStation 5 not only so long in this console's lifespan, not only are they not releasing as many games as they could, what's coming out is either a remake or remaster of a pre-existing video game, or yeah, it's either a remake or like I said, not many games are coming out, and what's coming out isn't very good. And I gotta tell you, like, these games are also costing $70, and it's like, wow, because I knew around the PlayStation 2 when games were cost at $50, new PlayStation games would cost $50. I knew that the prices would keep going up. And yeah, they did, because with PlayStation 3 and 4, they started costing $60. And now with PlayStation 5, it's $70. So not only are a lot of these games not good, and like I said, they're just remastering, remaking older games, but now they just want to take things to a new level where they're implementing these rules in which they could hinder your access to the PlayStation 5 games and the PlayStation 5 features if you don't obey them. Like I said, with this age verification situation and this DRM situation, I think that this is a really bad sign. Okay, now the PlayStation 5 age verification situation is only in the UK and Ireland so far, but I'm pretty sure that these rules are going to proliferate to other regions like America, which is where I live, and Asia, and pretty much any other region where PlayStation services are available. And I gotta tell you, I think that this is a bad sign because I feel like that they're gonna take things even further, and they're gonna try to exert more control in different ways over us. I'm telling you, I truly feel like this DRM situation is the beginning of a very bad continuity of control being imposed on gamers. And I have a Steam Deck, okay? I mean, because you gotta wonder why. Okay, I don't have a PlayStation 5, but just as somebody who grew up with PlayStation, like, I'm showing you Ape Escape. This is an all-time banger, which is on the PlayStation 5 store. I'm just saying, I feel affected because I just have such a long history with PlayStation in general that I just couldn't help but take notice of it and talk about this. Me, I gotta tell you, this justifies the fact that I have a Steam Deck. I'm recording this video on a Steam Deck right now. And even though the games on Steam Deck are digital, there is no age verification or DRM compelling me to check in every 30 days or I'm going to lose access to the game until I do the check-in. Like, I truly think that this is crazy and that this is messed up. Because me, I'm just kind of done with mainstream popular culture, and even to an extent mainstream culture in general. It has been mainstream popular culture and mainstream culture in general has become overrun by a bunch of corporate and economic tyrants that do not care about everyday people, and you just want to get more money and want to get more control out of everyday people. So I've gone off the mainstream path and I've gone off my own path. Like, people are talking about physical media, which, oh yeah, I definitely agree with physical media. Which, while not the Steam Deck may not have physical media, I'm going to get the Evercade Nexus, which does have physical cartridges. So yes, I will be getting physical media when it comes to games. The Steam Deck is only part of the whole situation for me. It's just that these times we live in are really crazy, and it's just I can't do the same thing that I've been used to doing in the 90s, in the earlier 2000s. I have to find different ways of doing things and adapt and find and make my own way, because the world is shifting at an ever-changing pace, and you have to find a way to find your own peace and just find your own lane, because it's just things like, freedom, I feel like, are being under attack, and you have to become more independent. I'm not just saying go 100% off the grid. I'm just saying that you have to do your due diligence to become less reliant on the mainstream and find your own way. There are ways and there are sources. Like I said, you have the Steam Deck, which doesn't use the crazy PlayStation 5 DRM age verification and DRM policy. You could just buy your games online and just enjoy them, no strings attached. That's how it should be. Like, these verifications and check-in are really imposing. And then, like I said, I got the Evercade Nexus. I'm going to get that when it comes out for the physical media aspect of this whole situation. There are different ways and different alternatives. You don't have to go buy these legacy brands. You can find different paths to go on, and that's just what I'm going. And just not even just with pop culture, just in general, I am trying to find my own path and find my own way, because I'm telling you, it's just the way we are living and just the way society is being run is just really appalling. And I'm just trying to find my own way so I don't have to be subjected to these crazy terms and crazy policies. Like, it's really just different out here. Like, okay, right now I'm showing you Ape Escape, which I said is an all-time banger, one of my favorite games. I also consider this a master class to be studied and to be analyzed. And it's just like this PlayStation 5 situation, just compared to the greatness and simplicity of stuff like Ape Escape and just the traditional gaming experience, this seems like a dystopia. This whole age verification, like a game console, the company that creates a game console is making you do ID verifications and check-in just to have access to gaming features in certain games. Like, this really seems like a dystopia. Like, a lot of the stuff I used to see in movies about the future being a messed up dystopia really seems like that is coming true. And I am trying to avoid that altogether. Like, I'm telling you, Sony, PlayStation, when it comes to the stuff you're doing with the PlayStation 5, you are just validating and justifying my decision not to get a PlayStation 5. Like, you played yourself, PlayStation and Sony, and not in a fun way. Like, just the things you're doing are just so crazy. I'm just like, wow, like, what are you doing out here? I am not doing, because not only are the prices exorbitant, again, so not only are you just going crazy with these prices, you're also just going crazy with these policies. Like, there seem to be no benefits to getting a PlayStation 5. The quality isn't there, the prices are exorbitant, and then these messed up qualities that could potentially hinder your access to the games and features. What reason is there to get a PlayStation 5 considering all of these different factors? Like, no way. I will stick with my Steam Deck, and I will stick with the Evercade Nexus. It's just, you get the game, buy the game, play the game. Plus, with the Steam Deck, I have internet access, and I can use OBS, which I'm using OBS on the Steam Deck to make this video. As simple as that. There is no verification, no check-in, no exorbitant prices, just reasonable for the most part. reasonably priced games and even great price games. Like I got some of these games on here for like $9.99 and $20 and $30 and it's on sale. Even the ones that was like 60 was like on sale. Like, alright, I ain't gonna lie, when it came to Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, I paid $120 and that was only just because I really wanted to, and that's because I know that the prices of Steam Deck games tend to be so good. I can go ahead and do something crazy like that just for the heck of it. Alright, I ain't gonna lie, I was just being decadent just for the heck of it, but I don't plan on doing anything like that again. But I gotta tell ya, PlayStation, you have truly justified my decision to get a Steam Deck. I will not be putting up with your exorbitant prices, your lack of quality, and your imposing policies. Like, how do we go from these bangers like Ape Escape and Mega Man X4 to this? Like, what is going on? Where did it go wrong? I gotta tell you, things are really different nowadays. This is not the 1990s or the early 2000s anymore. That world is gone. Things are different now. We live in new times. This is 2026. You gotta find a new way, cause the old way ain't working. It is falling apart before our eyes. Phew. Who knows what's coming down the pipeline? I really don't know. Like, the future is looking crazy out here. I am walking down the street in Philadelphia downtown, and I am watching little robots on wheels deliver food. Like, I am truly living in a time where I am on the same street as a robot. These times we live in, they're truly something different. I just don't know. Anyway, I know this came off as a rant, but like, I just really had to get this off my chest, cause these times and just what's going on is really different and it's really crazy. And I just wanted to put on Ape Escape just to remind you of a time where the quality of life and culture and pop culture in general was better. And I'm trying to like keep with that. I have never let go of this greatness of the past. I'm sticking to it, you know. This is truly something to hold on to and maintain and preserve. I'm the traditional type. They call me a man of culture. I've been compared to an old man because I prefer to hold on to the old ways of the past, which were great. Not everything from the past was great, but there is much greatness to be found in the past, and there is much greatness in the past, and it's totally worth holding on to and preserving. Anyway, that's all I have. Thank you all for watching.